its time.
Hello everyone, it's me Arvin catching you on another Math Tutor Edu's lecture video. Okay, in case if you're wondering why I literally changed my setup, okay, it's apparently my mic is not working, so I do face some of the technical issue. So that is the reason I come back to my original setup, which is this one. Okay, so without further ado, let us begin our video. Okay, so today in this video, I'm going to discuss a new chapter from the Form 4 syllabus, which is the Chapter 2 Quadratic Functions. Okay, so within these quadratic functions, you're going to divide into two parts. Okay, the first one will be the quadratic equations, and as we move on and progress through this chapter, we're going to learn about the quadratic functions as well. So what you guys are looking right now, this is the first section within the quadratic equation, which is the methods to find roots of quadratic equation. Okay, when you heard of this word of quadratic equation, so this general form should comes out in your mind, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, guys. Okay, where a, b and c are the coefficient for the quadratic equation respectively. Okay, so the methods to find roots of quadratic equation, the first one will be the factorization. Okay, this method is the most common method that everyone uses. Okay, but then these two method is something that you're going to learn in this chapter. Okay, so the completing the square and quadratic formula that you're going to learn in this chapter. Okay, completing the square, we're going to take a look in detail. Okay, let us take a look at the quadratic formula now. Okay, let's say for example you're going to find the root to find the x. So given that you want to find the x root, so it will be equals to negative b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac, okay, and then you divide with 2a. Okay, so let me box this. Okay, so basically, so this is the formula that you need to apply, and then you can immediately get the roots of x. Okay, then you can ask me, so why you have the plus and minus? Okay, remember guys, quadratic equation always comes with two solutions. Okay, so the moment when you split this into two separate equations, okay, the first set of solution will be x equals to negative b plus square root b square minus 4ac divided with 2a. Okay, whereas for the second part of the solution will be negative b minus square root b square minus 4ac divided with 2a. Okay, so that is the reason why you have two symbol here, plus minus, okay, which is combined together in this quadratic formula, guys. Okay, so this is quite straightforward. You just need to substitute with the respective coefficient a, b and c into this formula over here, and from here you can get the respective roots over here. Okay, so we will go through one example through the quadratic formula, but now let us take a look at the completing the square method now. Okay, so what is the completing the square method? So it is a case that you need to add a square value in the left hand side and right hand side respectively, guys, in order for you to get the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay, so let us focus on the completing the square part. Okay, so let me show you one example regarding the completing the square method, which means that the quadratic equation that you have, we're going to use the completing the square method in order to get the roots. Okay, so let me just write here example 1. Okay, so we're going to apply, say for example, 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. So this quadratic equation we're going to solve using the completing the square method. Completing square method. Okay, so okay, the reason why I do expose you to the solving, and then I'm going to explain you how. Okay, because I want you to grasp this completing the square method. Okay, because some of the students may find this concept a bit difficult, but it is important for you to master this completing the square concept, because once you learn this in the quadratic equation, which is the part 1, it will be useful for you to further into the quadratic functions, because this is the concept you're going to further use a lot in the quadratic functions concept, guys. Okay, so let us start to solve this. Okay, so the first step what we need to do is, whenever you come across with the completing square method, okay, the first step what you need to do is, okay, we divide the whole coefficient by divide the whole quadratic equation by the a coefficient. In this case, the a coefficient is 3. Okay, so from here, okay, let me just rewrite this quadratic equation. So 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, divide the whole quadratic equation by a, which in this case is 3. So you're left with x squared plus 5 over 3, okay, in the bracket, x minus 2 over 3 equals to 0. Okay, so for the next step, what I'm going to do is this negative 2 over 3, from the left hand side, we're going to move it to the right hand side. Okay, so from here, it will become x squared plus, in the bracket, 5 over 3, x will be equals to 2 over 3. Okay, up until now, I hope the students were able to grasp the knowledge, the concept, guys. Okay, now here comes the completing square concept. Okay, so for the next step, what I'm going to do is, so this 5 over 3 coefficient, so I'm going to divide with 2 and I'm going to square it at the same time. Okay, when I'm square it at the left hand side, so the same thing goes to the right hand side as well. Okay, still don't get it? Okay, so please stay with me, guys. Okay, so from here, x squared plus 5 over 3 in the bracket x, okay, and then you plus with 5 over 3, okay, remember you need to divide with 2. Okay, in this case, since you divide with 2, so it will become 5 over 3 times with 1 over 2. So 5 over 3 times with 1 over 2, so technically you get is 5 over 6. 5 over 6. And since it is the completing the square method, make sure you add a square over here in the left hand side. Okay, so in order to balance the equation, so the left hand side square must be in the right hand side as well. So from here, 2 over 3 plus with, in the bracket, 5 over 6 square. Okay, so this is the main reason why it is called the completing the square method. Okay, so from here, for the next step, what we're going to do is, this 3 expression, as you can see, it is forming a quadratic equation by itself, which in this case is x squared plus 5 over 3x plus with 5 over 6 squared. Okay, so this quadratic equation we can reduce down into a quadratic factor, which in the form of x plus a squared or x minus a squared. Okay, so in this case, so when we reduce this into a quadratic factor, it will be x plus 5 over 6. Okay, this is a 6, guys, square. Okay, so if you don't believe me, if you try to expand this bracket, you'll get back exactly the same expression as over top here. Okay, so this is one of the important steps, guys, that you need to know. But don't worry, as you do more practice, you can able to understand this step better. Okay, so from here, x plus 5 over 6 square, it is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, and then you plus with, okay, 5 over 6 square. Okay, so from here you get is 25 over 36. Okay, so up until now, I hope you guys are okay. So let me just continue the working into another paper. Okay, so from here, x plus 5 over 6 square, it is equals to, okay, the 2 over 3 just now. Okay, we're going to make sure the denominator becomes 36. Okay, so we times the whole fraction by 12. So from here you get is 24 over 36 plus with 25 over 36. Okay, so 24 plus with 25 you get is 49. Okay, so from here, x plus 5 over 6 square, it is equals to 49 over 36. Okay, so from here up until now, I hope you guys understand the working that I'm showing to you. So from here, x plus 5 over 6 square is equal to 49 over 36. So for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to square root both sides. So in order to eliminate this square over here, so square root both sides. Okay, so from here, x plus 5 over 6 will be equals to plus minus square root 49 over 36. Okay, then you can ask me, so why you have the plus minus over here? Because remember guys, okay, even you have a negative value, but if you square it, you always get a positive value. So that's why you have a two possible value here. You have a plus and minus. Okay, you have a positive and a negative. Okay, so from here, so let us perform the square root. So 49 over 36, you square root this, you should get is 7 over 6. Okay, so from here, x plus 5 over 6, it is equals to plus minus 7 over 6. Okay, like I've mentioned in the earlier of this video, okay, once you have a plus and minus, okay, you have a two set of separate solution. Okay, so let me show this. Okay, concurrently. Okay, in the first set of solution, it will be x plus 5 over 6 will be equals to 7 over 6, okay, which you have a positive value. Whereas for the second working, you have is x plus 5 over 6 will be equals to negative 7 over 6. Okay, I hope I made my explanation clear about this. Let us solve this together. Okay, let us begin with the left hand side first. Okay, so from here, x is equals to 7 over 6 minus 5 over 6. From here, you get is 2 over 6. Okay, 2 over 6, you can further simplify. If you simplify this, you get 1. Simplify this, you get is 3. So from here, you get your first x value. It is equals to 1 over 3. So this is your first solution. Okay, so let us take a look at the second solution now. So from here, x plus 5 over 6 is equals to negative 7 over 6. So negative 7 over 6. So this 5 over 6 from the left hand side, you move it over to the right hand side. So from here, negative 7 over 6 minus 5 over 6, you get is negative 12 over 6. So negative 12 over 6, you further simplify, you get is your x is equals to negative 2. Okay, or if you feel that you want to write extra step also can, so it will be negative 12 over 6, and then x is equals to negative 2 also can. Okay, so that is my explanation regarding the completing the square method. Okay, so I'm going to show you one example regarding the quadratic formula shortly, so please stay in this video. Welcome back everyone. Okay, now I'm going to explain you the methods to find the roots of quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. So as you can see here, this is the quadratic formula. X is equal to negative b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac divided with 2a. Okay, let us take a look at one example that we're going to apply the quadratic formula. Okay, so from here, 2x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. So we're going to solve this using the quadratic formula. Okay, so from here, let me just write the quadratic formula over here. So x is equals to negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac, okay, divided with 2a. Okay, so let me just underline it. So from here, as you can see here, the coefficient a in this case is 2. So you need to identify the coefficient a, b, and c respectively, guys. So in this case, your coefficient a is 2, coefficient b is negative 4, and coefficient c is equals to 1. Okay, once you identify all the respective coefficient, the rest should be easy, guys. Okay, so from here, we substitute all the respective coefficient into this equation over here. So from here, x is equals to negative 4. Okay, be careful over here. You need to include the negative over here, guys. Okay, so negative 4 plus minus negative 4 square. Okay, minus 4 times with coefficient a times with coefficient c. Okay, and then you divide with 2 times with coefficient a. In this case, is 2. Okay, so let me just draw the square root line and the fraction line. Oops. Okay, so from here x will be equals to, so the negative over here will become a positive. Okay, 4 plus minus. Okay, let us solve the inside part over here. Okay, so let me just show the calculation on the side here. So negative 4 square minus 4, 2, 1. Okay, so you get the square root 8. Okay, I hope you can see it clearly. It's 8. So just write here square root 8. Okay, and then divide with 4. Okay, from here your working will be split into two parts, where you have your x will be equals to 4 plus square root 8 over 4, and you have your x will be equals to 4 minus square root 8 over 4. Okay, let me underline the fraction line, guys. Let us find the first x value. Okay, 4 plus square root 8. Okay, and divide with 4. Okay, you get 1.7071. 1.7071. Okay, to be in safe side, give in 4 decimal place, guys. Okay, I always recommend the student to give in either 4 decimal place or 4 significant figure. Okay, to be in safe side, just give in 4 decimal places. Okay, let's find for the next one. So from here, 4 minus square root 8 divide with 4. So from here you get is 0.29289. Okay, since we are looking for 4 decimal place, it will be 0.2929. Okay, so from here you get your x is equal to 0.2929. Okay, all right. So that is all for the lecture video for today. I hope you understand the concept of the completing the square method and the quadratic formula that I've shown to you. If you like this video, make sure that you give a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more upcoming AdMaths lecture videos in the future. And also make sure that you share this video to your friends. Okay, thank you everyone for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.